From Lance Armstrong sending the cycling world into disarray with the news of his steroid use, to Tonya Harding orchestrating a brutal attack on Nancy Kerrigan. These are the crazy lengths athletes went to in order to win. The pursuit of glory can take athletes to extreme lengths, and sometimes they'll do whatever it takes to be the best, and one such case has to do with arguably the most famous, or shall we now say, infamous cyclers in history. The world of professional sports has had its fair share of doping scandals, but none have ever taken the world by storm, quite like the one involving 7-time Tour de France winner Lance Armstrong. A competitor who, at his peak, was considered the greatest cyclist in the world. Armstrong's fall from grace was a shocking reminder of the lengths athletes would go to secure victory. Lance Armstrong was a name synonymous with victory and resilience. He was a true cycling prodigy, winning the World Road Race Championship at just 21. His career took a dramatic turn when he was diagnosed with advanced testicular cancer in 1996. However, Armstrong wasn't one to back down. He fought cancer and returned to professional cycling, going on to win an unprecedented 7 consecutive Tour de France titles from 1999 to 2005. His comeback story inspired millions worldwide. Armstrong's victories weren't just seen as a personal triumph, but were also endorsed as evidence of human resilience in the face of adversity. However, this image started to tarnish in 2012 when the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, or USADA, charged him with using performance-enhancing drugs throughout his career. This was a major blow to the cycling world, as Armstrong had consistently denied doping allegations, maintaining his innocence. The evidence against Armstrong, however, was overwhelming. His former teammates testified against him, describing an elaborate doping scheme. It was revealed that Armstrong had used banned substances including erythropoietin, also known as EPO, testosterone, cortisone, and had undergone illicit blood transfusions. What was even more disturbing was the revelation that Armstrong had intimidated and threatened those who dared to speak out against him. Armstrong was eventually stripped of his Tour de France titles and banned for life from professional cycling in October 2012. His fall from grace was brutal and swift. The cyclist, who once stood as a symbol of hope and resilience, was now an emblem of deceit and dishonesty. His competitors, who had raced against him in good faith, felt cheated. Armstrong's scandal is an extreme example of the lengths athletes might go to win, pushing the limits of their bodies and resorting to illegal substances. It's a sobering reminder that the drive to succeed can sometimes overshadow the spirit of fair competition. The Armstrong case underlines the importance of stringent anti-doping measures in sports, ensuring that all athletes compete on a level playing field, and the true essence of sportsmanship is upheld. In the realm of professional sports, where athletes constantly push their limits to achieve glory, doping scandals have unfortunately become commonplace. And this isn't just a Western phenomenon, as evidenced by the case of the Chinese Olympic swimmer Sun Yang. Sun Yang is a renowned name in the world of competitive swimming and was a megastar in China, but has not been immune to such controversy. The 3-time Olympic champion dominated headlines for his swimming prowess. However, his reputation took a hit in 2014 when he tested positive for a stimulant called trimetazidine. This was a substantial blow to his career, as he had to serve a 3-month ban from all competitions. The case was shrouded in mystery, as China's anti-doping agency didn't announce the ban until after it ended. This decision, cloaked in secrecy, raised eyebrows in the international sporting community and sparked debates about transparency in doping investigations. The secrecy only fueled speculation and added an additional layer of controversy to Sun Yang's career. But Yang's brush with doping didn't end there. In 2018, in a case that stunned the sports world, Yang reportedly ordered a member of his entourage to smash a vial containing his blood sample with a hammer. This bizarre incident occurred when anti-doping officials arrived at his home to collect a sample. The intent was clear: to prevent the blood sample from being valid for testing. This act of defiance had severe consequences for Sun Yang. The international sporting community was outraged, and he was banned from competing at the Tokyo Olympics, effectively crushing his hopes of defending his Olympic title in the 200-meter freestyle. The Sun Yang saga serves as another example of the lengths some athletes may go to in order to win or maintain their status. It's also a reminder of the importance of upholding the principles of fair play and transparency in competitive sports, and how the Olympic world will turn on you in an instant. Athletes are role models, and their actions have a far-reaching impact on young, aspiring sportsmen and women worldwide. As bad as taking performance-enhancing drugs and bending the rules is, they pale in comparison to our next athlete's desire to be the best. It was an event that rocked the sporting world, not just for its audacity, but also for the brutal reality of what one athlete was prepared to do to get ahead. Tonya Harding, a gifted figure skater from Portland, was known for her athleticism and ability to execute complex jumps. She was the first American woman to land a triple axel in competition, a feat that skyrocketed her to national fame. However, the road to glory was not easy for Harding, as she faced stiff competition, particularly from fellow American skater Nancy Kerrigan. Kerrigan was Harding's polar opposite. Graceful, elegant, and hailed as America's ice princess. She was a natural rival to Harding, and the media often pitted the two against each other, heightening the competitive tension. As the 1994 Winter Olympics approached, the rivalry reached its boiling point. Harding wanted to secure her place in the U.S. team, but Kerrigan stood in her way. In what is now known as the whack heard round the world, Harding, her ex-husband Jeff Gillooly, and her bodyguard Sean Eckert conspired to injure Kerrigan and knock her out of the competition. Their plan was shocking: to hire a hitman to attack Kerrigan's knee, a debilitating injury for a figure skater. Although Harding denied her involvement, her ex-husband and bodyguard implicated her in the plot. The attack was said to have happened during a practice session at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Detroit, just weeks before the Olympics. As Kerrigan exited the rink, a man struck her on the knee with a police baton. The brutal assault left Kerrigan on the ground crying out in pain, a scene that was caught on camera and broadcast worldwide. Despite the horrendous attack, Kerrigan's injury wasn't career-ending. In fact, the incident sparked an outpouring of public sympathy, transforming her into a symbol of resilience. Miraculously, Kerrigan recovered in time for the Olympics, while Harding's involvement in the attack became the subject of a major investigation. The scandal highlighted the dark side of competitive sports, where the drive to win can become an unhealthy obsession, leading to unthinkable actions. It remains one of the most shocking incidents in sports history, demonstrating the extreme and criminal lengths some athletes might go to for the sake of victory. The tales of Tonya Harding, Lance Armstrong, and Sun Yang illustrate the dark side of competitive sports, where the insatiable hunger to win can sometimes overshadow the principles of fair play. The measures these athletes took to secure victory only served to taint their legacies and harm the sports they were part of. These stories serve as reminders of the importance of integrity and fairness in athletics. In the pursuit of victory, it's crucial not to lose sight of the essence of sports, but to celebrate human potential, perseverance, and spirit. After all, the true triumph lies not just in the victory itself, but in the journey undertaken to achieve it and respect for the rules of the game. So, from Tonya Harding orchestrating a brutal attack on Nancy Kerrigan, to Lance Armstrong sending the cycling world into disarray, these were the crazy lengths athletes went to in order to win.